webinar. We'll be starting shortly, just giving a minute or two for a few others to join, and then the rest can join along as we go. I hope everyone is doing good. You can send a reaction, you can type in the chat, but thank you also for joining today as well. Nice. On today's call, it's going to be a very insightful one. So, my name is Sika Inchi. I'm one of the co-founders of Intelli. Intelli is the company organizing today's webinar, and we are a customer support engagement tool, communication tool. So, what that basically means is that we help businesses, NGOs, schools, corporates automate their inquiries that they get. And aside that, we also help with bulk engagement, especially on WhatsApp. For instance, the normal WhatsApp, you can only send about 256 or so bulk messages at once. With Intelli, you can do that for up to an unlimited number of contacts and has a higher open rate compared to SMS and email. So with WhatsApp bulk broadcast, a lot of our customers have up to 98% open rates, and they can have a host of multimedia links, all that kind of stuff to make their outreaches more engaging. So that's basically what Intelli does. But I'll go ahead and just introduce our speaker for today. He's a dear friend of mine, and I'm really happy that he can be with us today. So he's called Mr. Kwabena Nyamekye-Dapaah, the lovely gentleman you saw on the flyer. So he'll be taking us for a ride today. So just to say his profile, he's a proud father of two husbands, one amazing woman, and a firm believer in Paul Pessal's assertion that our most basic instinct is not for survival but for family. This belief inspires his work as a marketing professional and public speaker. For over a decade, he has helped businesses and individuals leverage technology and marketing to increase visibility and drive revenue growth. His experiences span the hospitality, health and wellness, education, and finance sectors in Ghana. And as an accomplished panel moderator and speaker, he has hosted and facilitated conversations with top business leaders across Ghana and Nigeria. Through the Kwabena Nyamekye-Dapaah podcast on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify, and active LinkedIn engagement, he's passionate about guiding professionals to navigate the complexities of corporate life and personal growth. And he holds a BA in economics and statistics from the University of Ghana and is a chartered marketer with the Institute of Chartered Marketing from in the UK. Okay, great. And he's also a full member of the Chartered Institute of Marketing in Ghana. All right. So over to you, Kwabena. Thank you so much again for joining us today. We're very lucky to have you because every time I see you, you're busy. So I'm very happy that we have you on the call. So enjoy, everybody.
Sure, sure. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be here. And I'm excited that people joined and they joined on time. I'm really excited about this. Then, Sika, you have a very organized community. Congratulations. Okay, so as Sika introduced me, that's me. That's me in a nutshell. Today we'll be talking about marketing that works. Marketing has seen a lot of trends. Marketing has seen a lot of marketing has really evolved over time, and marketing is really at the cutting edge of technology now. And if you do not learn how to do marketing in a way that works, you'll be following trends. And by the time you know it, the trends will lead you into a ditch. So I'm excited that we are having this conversation around marketing. I want this to be very interactive. So at some point, I'll collapse this presentation. I'll try and do some real time demos for you to see how we can make marketing work. So this is going to be very, very interactive. And I also need you to go along with me. If you have any questions, any contributions, feel free to stop me along the way if you have a question, because the way it's going to go, if you wait for me to finish, you might miss out on, or you might forget your question. So I want it to be very interactive. So let's do it that way. Okay. So quickly, I'll go into my first slide. What is marketing? I've done what is marketing like a number of times. So I'm also an adjunct lecturer at the Graduate Institute of Management. And I think last 2 weeks I was teaching them about marketing, and we spoke about what marketing is. And just between last week and today, I have got a different definition for what marketing is. When I spoke to them, I took a very scientific approach to what marketing is, picked somebody's assertion of what marketing is, and I broke it down. But today, marketing is not something that has been left for a select few. Marketers are not the people who go to school to go and study marketing, but this is marketing. If you have a point of view, you have started marketing. A point of view is if you have an assertion, if you have a thought that you want to put out there. In the past, let's say 5 years or so, we've seen a lot of people having a point of view and they are selling it through social media. We've seen people like Kojo Sheldon grow through social media because they have a point of view. You've seen people like Woody Meyer grow through social media because they have a point of view. And I have seen my personal LinkedIn platform grow from about I had like about 1,000 people to now it's not it has not grown so much for me to be an influencer, but I have about 3,000 following, close getting close to 4,000. But the engagement, the last time I posted something, I had like 23,000 impressions, about 400 like 400 and close to 490 something likes, and the comments are about 44. Because I just had a point of view and I shared it and people were buying into it, I've quote unquote become an influencer. And that is how marketing has become today. Everybody has a point of view. And today, if you're taking it into the business sector, a business has a point of view. What's the business's point of view? They believe that the product or the service that they are putting out there is the best. So you should come for it. And I like what Sika said about their product that enables you to sell through WhatsApp in a way that the usual WhatsApp would not allow you to. I think that's a game changer, and I'm sure as I'll throw some more light on products like that as we go on. So Sika is also has a point of view, and she's telling us that that product is a game changer. Now, at the point of view, we have a lot of people who have points of views. So many people, all of you, about 18 people on this call, you all have points of view. But as we go up, now you have to get the right audience. Not everybody, not everybody knows how to find the right kind of audience. Now, who are your audience? Your audience are not just those who are interested in your products, but your audience are those who are interested in your products, those who could be interested in your products. So, audience is wide, but you have to break down your audience into a niche, or you can break down your audience to a marketing and qualified leads. In the sales part, they'll say prospects. So marketing qualified leads are those who are interested and willing to purchase your product. But some people are just interested in your product. They are your audience. But if you want to break it down, okay, now come to your niche. Now, it's not everybody who understands how to find the right kind of audience. People have points of views and they are just telling it to anybody who will listen. Companies have points of views and they are blowing the budget just to make sure that everybody or anyone who wants to listen will hear them out. It takes intentionality to find your niche in the audience. It takes intentionality to let your audience understand why they need your product. So if you see products like Coca-Cola, which is very popular, most almost everybody has heard of Coca-Cola before. Why do they still do adverts? Why do they still talk about what they have? Why do they still do all those things? Why do they actively sell their point of view? Because they want to be present through the changing times and they've been able to be relevant through different audiences. And that is where the skill of a marketer comes in. Knowing the audience, narrowing down to the niche, and creating campaigns that create valuable exchange. Now, after finding your audience, finding your niche, there has to be valuable exchange. Where does a valuable exchange happen? It happens when the customer or the client or the prospect is willing to purchase or jump onto your point of view in a way that makes economic value or commercial value, right? So many times we have a point of view, we find our audience, but you're not able to make that commercial value out of it. So the the silver lining is you should be able to make commercial value out of it. But sometimes it takes a longer time to be able to make that commercial value. And this is one thing that I want all of us here to understand, that to be a good marketing person or to be able to sell your value in a way that is can make commercial exchange or valuable exchange, you need to be strategically creative. It's not enough to just be creative, but you should be creative in a way that causes valuable exchange. If you are creative and all that you are getting are likes and shares without a valuable exchange, your creativity is not strategic. You would have heard of things like vanity metrics, things like that. And as we go through, I'm going to explain all those things to you. But for me, I don't think there's anything like a vanity metrics. It really depends on what you are looking to achieve. So that's the strategy, right? What are you looking to achieve? So strategy in simple terms is how we get our what? How we get our what? Okay. So, simply put, these are the three stages of marketing today: having a point of view, finding the right audience, drilling into your niche, and having valuable exchange. In the valuable exchange, that needs the skill of marketing. To be able to make valuable exchange, you really need the skill of marketing because your consumer is inundated with competitors, is inundated with services, products. How do you stand out in a way that he finds you commercially viable for that exchange to continue or to happen? Now, for every marketer, I know that sometimes there is that pressure on you to bring in revenue, okay? And growing in your marketing career, or of course, as I said, everybody has a point of view, so you might not necessarily be a marketing person, but you have a point of view you want to put out there. There are some things that will weigh you, and one of those things is meeting the bottom line, bringing in revenue. So you notice that there are a lot of people who are able to put out their point of view, but The revenue, they are not able to rake in revenue early, so they give up. Marketing is a long-term shot. So there are things like people say sales and marketing. It is not, for me, it is not it shouldn't be sales and marketing. It should be marketing and sales. Oh, there's this rule. Okay, when I remember, I'll say it. But it has to be marketing and sales because marketing now creates the interest for the exchange to happen. So when the exchange happens, that is where sales happens. But today we are talking about marketing. So I'm going to talk about things that you have to be looking out for when you set out on your marketing campaigns. Number one, your marketing campaign should be geared towards generating leads. Okay, it's not just about selling. Some of us just want to put an ad there, get people to buy it, then on to the next, on to the next, on to the next. Now, when you do things like that, it's difficult to create a community. It's difficult to create, even to repeat success. So I read something that says that when it is easily done, it's difficult to repeat success. Now, when you want to market and do it in a way that you can repeat the success, you have to document all the activities you are going through so that you can repeat the success. And one of the things that marketing does is to generate leads. So when you have a point of view, you have your audience, and you're able to put out content toward to your audience. Number one, you want to generate leads. Who are leads? Leads are people who are interested in your product. You also want to generate marketing qualified leads. Your marketing campaigns should generate marketing qualified leads. Who are marketing qualified leads? Marketing qualified leads are people who are interested in your product, engaging with your content, and have the ability to buy from you. Okay, they have the ability to buy from you. So they have heard your content. So I'm keeping this conversation within the digital space mostly. Okay, so they have heard your content, they have seen your content, right? They have engaged with your content, they find your content valuable, and they have the means to purchase your content. Those are marketing qualified leads. And your marketing campaigns must also be geared towards finding people like this. Now, the conversion after the interest has been created, after the person has interacted with you, the marketing content and the campaign should generate sales. If you are working on an app like what I do today, you want to generate downloads. After that, you want to create loyalty. Okay, loyalty for marketing today is about creating a community. People want to be heard, people want to belong, right? And I'm sure we've heard this time and again that people buy mostly based on emotions and not reasoning. So when people feel heard, people feel part of a community, there's the opportunity for you to now resell, get them involved, and you do all these things through marketing campaigns like testimonials, sponsoring events, showing up at events. All these things help to create that kind of loyalty. Because I remember where I worked today, we went for an event, and just because we showed up and one of our customers saw us at the event, for him it was enough physical evidence to trust us. And he had downloaded the app, so when he saw us, it was enough physical evidence. So he now started depositing money on the app. So these are the goals that your marketing campaigns, if you are looking at results, should be giving you. Should be giving you leads. You can always work on your leads to now make them qualified leads. And I'll be speaking on how you can now generate your leads to become qualified leads, and also how your campaigns can work towards getting you qualified leads, and how you can use marketing to now generate people to take action. And after they have taken action, how you can now make them your ambassadors. That's all about loyalty. Because Sika will trust me when I tell her about a product than she'll trust the marketing or salesperson from the company talking to her about the product, because that person is doing the job they have been paid for. But I am a satisfied customer and I'm doing ambassadorial work. without getting anything. So the product is good and I'm telling you about the product. That is one of the fastest ways to get people to purchase from you. So these four things: leads, marketing qualified leads, sales or downloads, and loyalty should be things that should be at the back of your mind when you are running your campaigns. Now, what are some of the challenges that make it difficult for us to run good campaigns as marketing people? We focus on activities instead of outcomes. So, at the end of maybe a month, a week, when we are reporting, we report that we had impressions of this, we have following of this, um, we did ABC activities. But what is the impact of these activities? So if you had a million impressions, what impact did a million impressions have on your business? If you had a reach of 5 million, what impact did the 5 million impressions have on your business? That is what you should be reporting: outcomes and not activities. So, for most of us, and I must say this, that as a marketing person, one of your superpowers is your ability to communicate, because there's an erroneous understanding of what marketing is out there. People think that marketing people are just talkers and they don't get anything done. Marketing people are just coming to vibe us. They are just cooking, you know. And if you're not able to put people in a certain context to deliver the relevance of your metrics, it becomes difficult for people to trust you. So I'll take that again. When you are speaking as a marketer, you must put your presentation in context so that you can deliver the relevance of the metrics or the relevance of your activities. Now, if you do not put these activities in context to deliver the relevance, you will just be talking about activities and not outcomes. And I'm going to talk to you about how you can now deliver on outcomes and instead of just activities. Another thing is that we are chasing trends without strategy. Listen, nobody knows the future. We cannot predict the future, but I think that we have an idea of the skills that we need to sustain us in the future. If you're a marketing person today and you do not have a hold over the digital space, you are not preparing yourself for, you are not preparing or gearing up yourself with the requisite skill to become relevant in the future or relevant in the space. Today, yes, we are still doing offline things, but marketing is gradually taking, I mean, digital is gradually taking over the space. And there are so many trends. Today, we jumped on one of the trends in my office, and that's bringing a random object to work. We did it. We are seeing the impressions coming in. We are seeing the reach coming in. We are seeing the engagement coming in. But what is the strategy to make sure that this is affecting the bottom line? How is your Facebook, how is or how are your social media channels set up in a way that you are able to turn all these leads or all these strangers into leads, into marketing qualified leads, and now you can convert and put them in a community. So you don't just jump on the trend without a strategy. Every trend that you jump on, of course, you have to jump on trends. I believe in jumping on trends because trends give you easy reach, easy impressions. But what you do afterwards is that determines the kind of marketer that you are. So you should always have a strategy and not just jump on trends. So for me, when if you're a marketer and you're able to get hold of these two things, you really stand out and you'll be able to run marketing campaigns in a way that it builds results. So don't forget this. As a marketing person, you must learn to communicate. Communicate in a way, communicate in context to drive relevance so that you're talking about outcomes and not activities. Okay. Now the customer map journey. So I spoke of focusing on outcomes instead of activities. Now, if you want to focus on outcomes, there should be a customer map journey. Customer map journey is what, where, or the channel or the funnel through which a prospective or a stranger or a customer walks, or let's say a prospective or a lead walks through to become a customer or a client and even becomes an ambassador for your business. That's what you are going to go through. Now, these are 6 steps that I look at when I'm creating a customer map journey. Anybody who comes to your platform can either be a stranger, a lead, or a marketing qualified lead, because you don't know where they're coming from. But most often than not, people are strangers when they bump into you. Now, for a stranger, what do you want a stranger to see when they come to your platform? What do you want to do to move a stranger from a lead into a qualified lead, for the person to now, for you to be able to sell more, to engage the person so that the person converts? There has to be that channel properly laid out on your platforms. So now, for instance, if I chance on any business's platform or any business social media account, first thing, there must be that I must be able to find out whether this is something I want or something I don't want. The page must be able to sell to me a need that needs to be satisfied. So if you're running a page, if you're running an account, if you're running a social media account, a digital platform, when a stranger comes to your page, is there anything that helps him at a glance understand who you are and what you do? So that is for your social media, your bio. Is your bio strategically written in a way that when I read it as a stranger, I know who you are and I know how you can satisfy a need of mine? Now, if that is properly done, then it moves me to a lead. So a lead, now you've caught my interest, right? And I see so many times that we use this link tree. What we do on Linktree, most of us, is we populate Linktree with our social media channels, and that's what most people do. But if I'm a stranger and I come to your platform and I find the interest to stay there, and I go to your LinkedIn and or your Linktree, and all that I'm seeing are other social media channels, it doesn't tickle my fancy. It doesn't give me any additional information to make a decision about you. You're just taking me to another platform where I'll be a stranger. So, if you want to drive results, your link tree should have direction to a landing page that that gives me answers to probably frequently asked questions. A landing page that helps me identify a need that you can solve for me. It should take you to maybe a video that talks about what the company is and what solutions that the company provides, certain pain points, the solutions and the benefits I can get from there. Then if I interact with a page like that, and then I notice that, okay, these people are able to provide me with the solutions that I need, and then I become a marketing qualified lead. And when I keep moving down the line, then there's an opportunity for me to download or make convert. When the opportunity is created for me to convert, what moves me from a marketing qualified lead to make the conversion is social proof. That's where you now have testimonials. You now have talk about the people who work in your company. You now talk about some of your milestones that now allays my fears and help me to choose between you and competition. Your USPs. What are your USPs? Your unique selling propositions. Now, I always tell people that your unique selling propositions are not are not Your unique selling proposition, in as much as they are unique, they are not out of the world. Somebody else is probably doing it, but the uniqueness is determined in how you execute it. So the uniqueness is not in how you talk about it, it's not in how you articulate it, it's how you execute it. That's where the uniqueness is found. So you tell us your unique selling propositions. Those things must be on top of your page that I can easily find, probably in your link tree that I can easily find, probably in a blog, probably on YouTube, and embedded links that I can easily find to help me make a decision. Then after the decision is made, how do you now follow up and begin to nurture me? So that's where you can have connections to a Seekers platform, that you can have a link, get people onto that platform, that you can now be sending them direct messages, emails, WhatsApp, SMS, so that you now get that direct engagement with them. And then they now begin to trust you even more, and they can now become ambassadors. So you notice that when you're able to run through these 6 steps, what happens is that you have, if you look at this, you are not focusing on just the activities, but the outcomes. You see, so you are not just putting a link tree because it's nice to have, you're putting a link tree because it's strategic. It's moving somebody from one point to the next and to the next and to the next, so that they can now move from a lead to a qualified lead, have the opportunity, and then convert. So that you are not just looking at shooting another testimonial because everybody's shooting a testimonial. You are shooting a testimonial and placing it in a position that is easily seen to move people from MQLs into the opportunity to convert. So this makes your decisions more strategic. Now, marketing funnel. And I spoke to you about, don't focus just on trend, but there should be a strategy. I mentioned that the strategy is how you get your what. I mentioned that trends give you easy impressions, easy reach. Now, why do you want to jump on a trend? Number one, top of funnel awareness. Top of funnel awareness, basically, you are looking at, yes, top of funnel. Yeah, top of funnel. Yes, top of funnel. So top of funnel, you're looking at creating awareness. Now, awareness is telling people about the problem you solve. Okay. You are telling people about your problem you solve, not just necessarily telling them about how beautiful your business is. That's like product marketing. They are just telling you the features of the products and not the benefits. People are interested in the benefits. So at the top of the funnel, you want to tell them that there are these problems that you are probably facing. So there's a problem. If I'm talking about where I went to the Achieve by Petra, there's probably a problem of you finding difficulty in investing, difficulty in finding a convenient way of investing, because you've probably been told about going to a bank, standing a long queue, getting filling long forms before you can even deposit your money. That's probably a problem for you. You don't understand investments. You have zero understanding when it comes to financial literacy, and that is a problem. So if I'm coming to sell my app to you, I don't talk to you about how amazing my app is, but I talk to you about solving your problem in terms of giving you financial literacy, talking to you about convenience, which is also supported on our app, because when you download it, you can top up, or you can fill within less than 5 minutes, you can fill the form and make your first top up through Momo or through bank. And that's convenience. You don't have to go to a long queue to do something like that. But then maybe you need education. Which app is which of the products there is the best for you? You want, because that's a problem. So we pass you through the funnel of what? Financial literacy, for you to get enough education to make an informed decision. So at the top of the funnel, we can have a lot of financial education just to create interest for people, right? So at the Top of the funnel, creating awareness. Don't just look at selling your product. Look at finding the need and how can you solve that need in a way that it creates interest for your platform or for your social media or your digital platforms. Okay. People on social will not follow you because they want to necessarily buy from you. They want to follow you because they are probably getting educated, they are probably getting informed, they are probably getting entertained. So that is at the top of the funnel. Now, when you come to middle of the funnel where people are now making considerations, you want to build a relationship with them in a way that leads them to choose your product. Okay, you want to build a relationship to help them choose a solution. So now how do you build this relationship? You build this relationship by giving them more information. By giving them more information. How do you give information? Through landing pages, through running ads. So top of funnel, when you're running ads, let's say on Meta, people now have heard about the problems that you are solving. Then you can now do retargeting ads. And I'll be talking to you about how you can do retargeting ads from your website, connecting Meta to Google Tags and Google Analytics for you to be able to get good metrics or good results from your ads. I'll be talking about that. So stay tuned. That's going to be that has been a game changer for me, and I'm sure it's going to do same for you as well. So at the top of the funnel, the person comes to the middle of the funnel. How do you create that relationship? You now want to be doing content that is entertaining, that is fun, but not just on creating the problem, or not just on talking about the problem, but this time telling them solution, giving them solutions. So at this point, some of the solutions you can give them is downloadable materials. They can download an investment calculator, they can download a budget, they can download things, okay, that will help them make a decision about you, that will help them be good in the space that you work, right? So if it's a marketing business, I want to be giving you materials on how you can draw a marketing campaign. I want to be giving you materials on how you can develop a marketing funnel. So as you go through those things, it now makes you more interested in what I have to offer, and you are now able to create a perception about me that this is somebody that I can trust because I'm giving you materials that are helpful, and I'm creating that relationship to help you make the consideration of getting what I have to offer. Then we come to the bottom line. That's where the conversion really, really happens. That is where you're now going to tell us about your unique selling propositions. You're going to tell us about, you're going to do testimonials so that the person is able to filter you from competition. And remember, your unique selling proposition is not in how you talk or articulate it, it's in how you make it or exhibit or execute it. Your unique selling proposition is not in your articulation, but in your execution. Okay. I've been talking for long. I don't know if I still have people on. Please, if you can still hear me, give me a thumbs up. I hope I'm not talking to myself. I want to be sure. Okay. Okay, great. I still have people. I still have people. Super. Then we go to the conversion. Just at the bottom of the line, when you have all the information given to the people, they see a unique selling proposition, then they can now make a decision. You get it? Then they can now make a decision. Then they are comfortable to buy from you. Then they are comfortable to jump on your service, jump on your product because you have done the work and you have created the interest. So you see, just from this funnel, you can see that even though something can be a trend, there is a strategy to which you are traveling or taking the people from the trend to make a decision. I hope you are following. So if you're somebody who sells, let's say, clothes, as I said, we all have point of views. Maybe your point of view is that you sell the best clothes in Accra. Now, if you sell the best clothes in Accra, top of funnel, what do you want to be doing to let people understand the importance of wearing clothes from you? Or What information do you want to provide to help people appreciate the importance of wearing certain kinds of clothes and showing up in certain ways? Because how you dress is how you be addressed. So on the top of the funnel, what are you talking about? So most people, what they talk about is they just wear the dress and they come a model and they go come a model, do some discount sales. So people, you really don't have you don't reach a lot of people because you are not creating content that is on top, that is educational, that is informative for people to follow you. But guess what? If you're telling people how they dress, the mistakes people are doing in dressing, you will be now getting more people to listen to you, whether they like your product, whether they don't like your product, but you are amassing a lot of people at the top. Then, middle of the funnel, you now tell them or you start giving them some downloadable materials. So when you give downloadable materials, let's say through email, you are now able to get their emails, you are now able to get their telephone numbers. You get it. Even on the top of the funnel, so you are doing webinars. So you have created a trust. People now trust you. You are doing a webinar. You are now able to get their emails. Then from their emails, you can give them some downloadable materials that will help them. And when you are doing all these things, you are building the trust. So when they go through the funnel and they get to the bottom of the funnel, and you tell them that this is what I have to offer, there are no questions. You kill a lot of hesitations for before the people buy the product. So for a salesperson, if all that you are doing is sales, people have a lot of hesitations about you before they come. But if you've built that funnel, you have a lot of leads, you have a lot of marketing qualified leads, and you have built a certain kind of trust. So when you do that, it is easy to replicate success. When you do that, it's easy to grow and grow in a way that is sustainable and consistent. Those who just do the sales, they grow. Of course, they grow. They can even beat you in the short term, the person who is driving strategic marketing, because they're giving discounts and all those things. But very soon, people become tired of them. There's nothing else to offer. It's just about sales, it's just about business as usual. And then gradually, they start going down and a new product comes up, right? It's like a business cycle. So introduction, maturity, growth, then you begin to decline. But if you have a marketing funnel that is iterative, you see that when you begin to decline, you now introduce something else at the top of the funnel. Now that so if you introduce something else at the top of the funnel, it moves you from declining to now introduction, and you are always going up because you are engaging in a way that is strategic and you are being strategically creative. Okay. Uh-oh. Now, how to drive results. Number one, choose the right audience. Folks, you must know what you are offering and the people who qualify to be in your funnel. So you must know the people who maybe they are leads, right? Today they cannot afford you. So sometimes there are certain products. So let me give you an example, right? So today, Lamborghini, I'm not their marketing qualified lead. I cannot afford a Lamborghini. Um I think James Bond, there's a certain car that they use in the James Bond movie. And I noticed that there are a lot of these car, Audi and these car companies, some of them, they use their cars in movies. And it shows how strong their car is. They use it for stunts and things like that. I cannot afford that car. But they are trying to create that interest for you. So that some products are aspirational. Like luxury products, they're aspirational. You you earn money to achieve them. You work towards achieving them, towards or you work towards affording them, right? But there has to be that top of mind awareness. So they know that they are kind of people watch certain kinds of movies. People who want to purchase from them follow certain kinds of people. So they make sure that when those people show up, they show up there. There's a certain brand of car. Um, is it Lamborghini or Maserati? I'll remember and I'll let you know. They only do they only showcase their cars when there are air shows. So when the air show is going on, when people are coming to see private jets and things like that, they are also advertising beside it. Because that's where their audience are, that's where their niche is. So you should know your audience and know where your audience show up. Know the channels that your audience trusts. I think that is one of them. Yes, know the channels that your audience trusts. If you want to talk to Gen Z people and you are actively throwing money on ads on LinkedIn, you're in the wrong place. Gen Z people are on Snap. Gen Z people are on TikTok, Instagram. That's where they are. That's where you should be putting your money. Go to platforms where your audience are and platforms that your audience trusts, not you, right? Sometimes we sell like you are selling to us. Sell like you're selling to your audience and have the right message. When you get your audience, know the right message. The right message is about knowing their pain points, providing a solution that is beneficial to them. I'll take it again. Know their pain points, provide a solution that is beneficial to them. Sometimes you can be providing a solution, but it's not beneficial to them. Sometimes the copy that you are using is a good copy, but it doesn't relate to the Gen Z person. It can be a good copy, but it doesn't work on LinkedIn, right? When you're doing your copies for your digital platforms, you should know your audience and put out the right kind of message so that you don't miss out. And in even understanding your audience, you must understand them based on demographics, psychographics. Psychographics like their behavior. What is their disposable income? Where do they go to church? Are they Muslims? Are they Buddhists? What are the things that they do? You have to drill in to be able to make very good decisions. The car brand is Rolls Royce. Thank you, Daniel. So Rolls Royce, they make they advertise at air shows. So the right audience, the right message. The message, as I said, pinpoint solutions benefits. Pinpoint solutions benefits. If you are here with me, just write it in the comment section. Pinpoint solutions benefits. Let me be sure that you are following me. So when you want to write the right message, you should know the pain point. What's the pain point? Pain point is a challenge that the person is facing. The solution is how you are going to help them take off the challenge. Then when they take up the challenge, how is that solution you have provided beneficial to them? Okay, so let me give you a good example. Young people probably don't want to form long queues at the bank to make a deposit or to even invest money. Okay, so I say that I'm providing you with an app that helps you to deposit money. It's a solution. Now, the app that I provide with you, the app has issues. So the app is slow. Um, the app is not iterative. I'm not able to see how my money is growing. Interest rates on the app are bad. You have provided a solution. Now I have it on my phone. I can download it, but it is not beneficial to me because what you are selling doesn't make sense to me. It's convenient, but it's not transparent. I'm not getting good returns on it. It's not beneficial. If you are selling clothes, you notice that today young people are dressing a certain way, so you are able to provide you're able to sew those kind of clothes. But you sew those kind of clothes for them, and when you give it to the person, one hand is longer than the other. There are issues with it. Yes, it's a solution, but it's not beneficial. So your solutions must be beneficial. And if you want to be beneficial, provide solutions that are beneficial. You need to engage your audience. You need to research, and you need to iterate, experiment a lot, learn what is trending, learn what your people want, and always constantly change. Then the right channels, spoken about the right channel. Then provide offers. Okay, provide offers. Offers in terms, I believe so much in downloadable materials because people will not just buy from you if they don't trust you. How do you create trust? You create trust by letting them understand that, or letting them trust you that you know what you're talking about, you know what you're doing. So you can provide them with, if you're a person who sews, you can provide them with, let's say, you can create an ebook that helps you to learn how to combine colors, right? You can, if you're a person who sells food, you can do an ebook that talks about the kind of food you should be eating, the kind of quantity you should be taking, if you have certain particular allergies, what food you should be taking instead of the food that you're allergic to, because if you need that kind of nutrition from the food. And these things, do you know what they do? They create trust. People begin to trust you. So when you're able to build a trust like that, when people are coming to buy from you, they don't ask a lot of questions because they know who you are, and it shortens your funnel. So choose the right audience, choose the right message, choose the right channels, provide offers, set the goals and measures to and measurement metrics. Set the right goals and measurement metrics. Now, okay, there's a question here. He says, Daniel says that, I have a question. What is the pain point from the Gen Z's clothing? What do Kim Kardashian solve? Okay, Kim Kardashian. I know Kim Kardashian, but I don't know much of what the kind of clothes and things that she sells. But you see, Kim Kardashian is selling, of course, she's selling a product that is aspirational. Okay, because she's using her brand. Okay, so if I'm wearing a watch, if this watch was a Rolex watch, I won't say I'm wearing a watch. I'll say I'm wearing a Rolex. Do you understand? Okay. Shapewear, fine. Whatever that she's selling, she's using her personality, her brand to sell. If these earphones were probably a Beats by Dre, I won't say I'm wearing earphones. I'll say I'm wearing a Beats by Dre and Apple AirPods. Do you understand? She is selling an inspirational product, so she's using her personality. So that's why she would do how do you call these shows, like a real time show, her life, showing her life and all those things. There's a compound word for it. Reality TV. That's why she would do a reality show, right? A reality show for you to buy into her. Okay, so what is the pain point? The pain point here is that people want to be recognized. Gen Zs want to be recognized. So she's providing a solution that is beneficial to them. So yes, it's clothes that she's providing, but the benefit is that they give you a social relevance. They give you a social standing and emotional relevance. Why is it that when you are driving a Porsche car, I don't know, but I drove a V8 some time back, and the feeling was different. It's different from driving a Picanto. Why? It's just the human nature. It's how we think, and how we think mostly is, for most people, how we think or how they think is dependent on what people say about them. And today it is very consistent with how a lot of Gen Zs want to be appreciated. A Gen Z, so there's this hierarchy, right? That explains how people feel or how people want to be respected. So number one are the people want belonging, right? People want to belong. Today, for a lot of young people, their belonging says that they want to belong to the people who are cool. Okay. Then if you are part of the people who are cool and you're seen to be cool, you are accepted. That is why people will now jump into certain groups, certain clans, just to be accepted, just for acceptance. So if she's able to create that small group, that niche of people who now are accepted because they are wearing a Kim Kardashian wear, she has won. And it becomes relevance sometimes is built through scarcity. If you are seeing the president in your house every day, the kind of relevance that you attach to him diminishes with time because you get used to him. If you see him once in a while, anytime you see him, it's like you're seeing him for the first time. And it brings some kind of excitement. That's the long-term game that they are playing. So you see, they are not just selling, they are marketing. And you can see where they are starting from. How you feel to what you will get and the benefits. So how you feel to providing a solution to the benefits that it gives you in society. And they are making billions out of it, I'm sure. Daniel, I hope I've answered your question. Okay. Okay, Daniel, I'll be waiting for your response in the comment section. Okay, I think I've done quite a number of case studies in my presentation. So I want to jump from the case studies. I think Daniel's story was a good one for a case study. So let me jump for the sake of time into meta ads. Now, the way we run meta ads, right? I was talking to a friend and he was like, somebody said that, oh, I know how to run meta ads. Dan said, I think that they sell fantasy. Yes. Yes. So it's it's also how you just define it. Okay. So they can sell fantasy. Some of them you can see that they are selling acceptance. You can see that they are selling a social status. They are selling hope. It depends on where you are looking at it from. Okay. So I always say that in business, right, there's no right and wrong answer. It's about how you are able to back it with enough evidence to make sense, to make business sense, right? So yes, they can be selling fantasy, they can be selling hope, they can be selling aspiration. As I said, luxury products always sell aspirations. Okay, so let's go to meta ads. A friend was telling me he was in a conversation with someone. He asked the person that, "Do you know how to run meta ads?" He's like, "Yeah, meta ads. I'm into the boosting thing." A lot of people think that meta ads is just boosting. People think that when you just connect pixels, you're able to get all the analytics from your website. But today things have changed. With iOS 14, pixels do not fire the way they were firing before iOS 14. And there are a lot of restrictions that Apple puts on firing behavior on the Meta ad on the Meta app. So if you want to get close to perfect results or metrics, there are a lot of other things that you have to do, which I'll be throwing some more light on. Now, I've spoken to you about the funnel. We have top of funnel, that's awareness, consideration, and then conversion. Okay. For you to drive your ads, there needs to be a strategy. What is an ad strategy? Basically, what you want to achieve with your ads or how you want to achieve success with your ads. The strategy may be awareness. The strategy might be to create conversions. The strategy might be to create engagement. Okay. If you want to do awareness, you are looking at impressions, reach, frequency. But it's even deeper. So let me share my screen. Let me share my Meta ad screen with you now. So I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to look at some metrics that we can use to measure our awareness. Okay, okay. Oh, let me know when you can see my screen, or if you can see my screen.
We can see your screen.
Okay, super. So let me use my personal account. Okay. So I hope we all know how to get to meta ads. Okay. All right. So when you get to meta ads, you get to customize columns. Now, this column gives you a lot of metrics to measure different things. So I'm going to look at that which you can use to measure awareness, engagement, consideration, and conversions. But to be able to get these metrics filtered well, or to get them close to perfect, there are certain integrations you have to do. So number one, you have to do your pixel. I'm sure pixel is something that most of us know how to do, but let me go a step further. So you go to events manager, then you go to partner integrations. So at partner integrations, so there's Google tags. You can connect Google tags. You can connect analytics. You can connect analytics as well. So when you go through the process, it's very simple. You don't need a developer to do this at all. You can do it yourself. So when you go through the process, now the activities on your website they fire directly to Meta. So if you run ads that are looking at a landing page, it gives you close to perfect results. So let me show you some of them. Because most of us, when we run it, just look at the impressions, the reach, irrespective of what you want to achieve, click through rate, and then we say that the ad is doing well. Or when we get a lot of people calling us, they say the ad is doing well. But let's look at. So I was talking about awareness. Of course, awareness, you want to reach more people. So you are looking at reach, you are looking at impressions. And they also have something very interesting here. So we have I like, is it this one? No, this one. This one. Yes. So the cost per estimated ad recall. So the average cost of each estimated ad recall lift. This metrics only available for assets in the awareness and engagement objective. Let me look at this one. Okay. An estimated number of additional people who may remember seeing your ad if asked within 2 days. This metric only available for assets in the awareness and engagement objective. So you see, when you're running, you have to state that objective. If the strategy is for awareness, when you're choosing your objective, you have to state it. So you can see the people who remember your ad within 2 days. So that shows something like frequency. So frequency is how often that people see your ad, right? So you can pull frequency as well. Let me see if I can get frequency here. Okay. So for frequency is the average number of time that a single user sees your ad, right? So if it's the benchmark is that if it's an awareness or reach campaign, the frequency should be between 1.3, 1.5 to 3. That's with an awareness campaign. If it's a consideration or engagement campaign, it should be between 2 to 4. So all these things are things that you can use to measure ad fatigue when you're running an ad. Because Sometimes the system shows you that people are fatigued with your ad. It shows. Sometimes it might not show, and it will reflect in the frequency. So I think frequency, you can find yes. So this is frequency, right? So you can choose frequency here to check your ad's performance. So if you are doing an awareness campaign, you also want to check frequency to make sure that the people who are seeing it are not overseeing it. So if you notice that the frequency is becoming more than 5, you probably want to expand your audience or now change your audience for different people to now have a look at your ad. So when you're running ads on Meta, it has to be very you have to iterate a lot. You don't just leave it to run on autopilot. You have to be checking it quite often to be making these changes. Engagement. So yes, so engagements, you can see the page engagements. That's the number of actions taken on Facebook, Facebook page, Instagram profile, any of your contents. So when you're running an ad, you can toggle this, and you see your page engagements. You can see post engagements. You can see check-ins. So now I've moved. Sorry, I've moved from awareness. I'm coming to engagement. Check-ins. You can see the number of people who are visiting your profile after seeing your ad. So if you see a lot of people visiting your profile after seeing your ad, it means that you're developing a lot of marketing qualified leads because people have seen your ad, they are interested. So you're either creating leads or marketing qualified leads. So people have seen your ad caught their attention, and they are now checking out your profile. So if you are running an ad and it's having very low check-ins, you should know that that ad is not engaging people to find out more about you. So if you're running an awareness ad, it should be such that, so I'll be interspersing the two, right? Yeah, awareness and engagement. If you're running an awareness ad, it should be such that people see the ad and they want to know more about you. So your check-ins should be going up. Okay. Um, then messaging can check the number of times that you interacted with people via direct message on Meta. Maybe 2 times exchange, 3 times exchange, 5 times exchange. So that you see whether people are engaging with you on the app. And if you are doing it, if your conversion to is on WhatsApp, you can also be checking that to see how many people that are connecting with you on WhatsApp and how many of them are not just leads, but you convert into marketing qualified leads, right? Then another one. So this click through rate, right? There is if you're not careful, you'll be doing CTR or CTR or looks at the number of times people have clicked on or around your ad. Okay. So if you're looking at CTR or when you have a unique link on your page that takes you outside Meta, you'll be missing it. So instead of checking CTR, you should be checking outbound link, right? Or yes, I mean outbound CTR. So that you check how many people are clicking on that link and going to your landing page. And when people go to your landing page, you can check the number of people who are also visiting your landing page. Where is it? Yes. So landing page views rates per link clicks. So how many people from the ad are clicking to go to your landing page. That is also another metrics you want to check for engagement. Then when you get all the people who are going to visit your page, you can now retarget them. So if there's strangers, you have a lot of strangers going there. The next ad that you're going to run an ad that is an ad that is moving them from a stranger to a lead. So to get the same kind of people, you're going to do a retargeting ad. So a retargeting ad, you're going to check people who have watched your video, people who have visited your website, use pixels, and you can also connect if you have a WordPress website. There's a plugin called Facebook Pixel that you can put on WordPress that will also help you fire close to perfect metrics on your Meta accounts. So you have to play around these things to be able to get marketing results that work. And one other one too that I've fallen in love with is the through plays. So through plays looks at the number of people who watch your video till the end. So it helps you know if you're having like 1 million impressions and you're having like 10% of them watching your video to the end, then you know that you have to do some more work on your videos to have more people who are seeing your video watch till the end. And it also tells you that if that is the nature of the ads, it means that your CTA should show up early if people are not watching your videos to the end. So your CTA should start showing up early. So when you follow through these kind of metrics, it helps you to iterate and to grow, to change your campaigns so that you're able to see results that work. Okay. So that is it. That is it on if you are doing app campaigns, right? So if you are running an app, you also want to check you can integrate here, go to events. That one you need a developer to do the back end thing. So data sources, no, not data sources. You have to do connect data rather. Yes. So you can go to your app, you can connect it to your app. If you have a what do you call it? If your app is web based, you have the app is web based, you can also connect it here using the web so that you can see how many people are downloading your app from your meta ads. That way when you are making reports, you can be able to see how your ads are bringing in results, so that it's not just about talk talk talk. Okay. So any questions on this as I navigate to my slides again? Okay, so for the purpose of time, I'll just do meta ads. Probably next time you can look at Google ads and all the others. Now, how to repeat results? Document your campaigns. If you're a marketing person, don't do campaigns um, by inspiration, so to say. No, inspiration is a bad word. Don't do your campaigns on the spur of the moment. Yes, sometimes things happen like that, but it shouldn't be the way things should be done. You need to document your campaigns. If you're writing a campaign, your campaign should feed to the strategic goals. What are the goals of the business? It should feed into the strategic goals. So that's the goal. You should have a goal which feeds into the business goals. You should have objectives. What should so for instance, if we are the goal is to increase downloads and I'm doing a testimonial, the testimonial should be put in a way that is going to help increase social proof to improve downloads, but also other objectives is that it's going to help increase impressions, reach, engagements, right? So those are other objectives you are looking at. Have an execution plan. What do you want to do? What time you want to do it? So it keeps you disciplined to perform it within a specific time or a stipulated time. Have a budget and have KPIs. What are you measuring? After you've run, so you see, when you have clear objectives and a clear goal, it's easy to set your KPIs. If the goal is for awareness, you know that your KPIs you're looking at impressions, you're looking at reach, things like that. If it's engagement, you're looking at through plays, you're looking at landing page. If you're using a landing page, you're looking at the landing page views per click, you're looking at the outbound click rates, so that that way you know how people are engaging with you. So that's a simple way of doing a marketing campaign. Your goals, your objectives, your execution plan, your budget, your KPIs. So after every event or after every marketing campaign, go back and measure whether you've had success. Run A/B tests. Your designs, the artworks that you are running on social, do different designs, run them A, B, C, D tests. Which one is giving you the results that you want? Then go with that one, right? Even your email campaigns. A lot of people say email campaigns don't really work in Ghana, but have you tested that? Is it that what they are saying, or you have also tested it? Test it to see whether it works for you. There are different times. So for us, we even tested a whole week at different times just to see which kind of content, which kind of time really works with the kind of people we want to get attention. We want to get their attention. Okay, Sika, yes.
Okay, so I have a question based on this about running campaigns. How
Yeah.
long do you think we should like run the campaign to experiment? Because me, if I run the ad one day and I'm not seeing results, we have to stop because like the money is going. So how
Yeah.
long do you think we should do that experimentation?
Okay. So money budget is a big thing, right? And when you are doing marketing and you don't have a budget to play around, it makes it a bit challenging. But nevertheless, if you are running it, you can do with a low budget, okay? To see how people respond to it. One day for me is not enough. At least do like 3 days. Because in a day, how many people will be able to see your content in a day? It's too short a time. So you can do like 3 days. And you see, if you want to grow in marketing, like Linktree like this, if you want to get a lot of analytics, you have to pay for it. It shows you people who are clicking, where they are clicking from. It helps you to do the retargeting. It helps you to move them across the funnel, across the customer journey. So you need to create some budget to be able to use these tools. ChatGPT, yes, the free one is amazing, but the paid one is super amazing. You need to try it. Like try all these things. Guys, you have to use AI. ChatGPT is a game changer. You just need to know how to put in the right prompts and it will help you, especially in developing your campaigns, developing your captions, developing your like A/B testing, right? You need to do that. And let me feed you in on this. Let me feed you in on this. You need to define who you are and what you do to chat, right? And let chat know you. Chat know what you're doing, the campaigns, tell him about the campaigns. So when you document your campaigns in like PDF or in Word documents, put it in chat, ask chat what he thinks about it, what changes can he make. So when you do that for some time, chat now understands you. So you tell chat, so there's something called STP, segmentation, targeting, and positioning. How are you segmenting your customers? You should have the segments for your customers. How are you targeting them? Based on what? Is it their income? Is it their behavior? You see, then you give those details. And how do you want to position your brand for these various segments? And what is the brand promise? So if you're able to do these three things, so segmentation, targeting, positioning, and you're able to put it in charts and you define what you do to charts, it will help you bring out amazing campaigns to be able to fit your target audience. And please don't lift, read, change it, let it fit your culture because chat doesn't always understand the African culture. So make sure that it fits your culture, especially when you're doing captions. Be careful because the culture so culture should define your content. Let me say that again. Culture should define your content. When you do content without culture, you are selling to the wrong people because people buy what looks like them, what complements them. And you can only know what complements and looks like people based on their culture. Culture is just a way of life, how they live their life. Okay. Omni-channel marketing. Omni-channel marketing is not multi-channel marketing. Multi-channel marketing is I have Facebook, I have this, I have email marketing, I have this, I have this, I have this. Omni-channel marketing is having all that in a way that they talk to each other. So now Google Tags should talk to Google Analytics. Google Tags and Google Analytics should talk to Facebook. They should talk to Meta, right? You can use Zapier to connect other platforms so that they all talk to each other and the experience that your customers get is seamless. Keep experimenting and do it fast. but don't do just one day. Extend it a bit, but you have to learn fast. You have to learn fast. Things are changing, they are changing with speed, so you have to learn fast and be strategically creative. Your creativity shouldn't be about doing nice campaigns. Nice is not enough. You have to do campaigns that feed into the strategic goals. So, as a marketing person, what are the business strategic goals, and how can you create campaigns in a way that feeds into into their strategic goals? And when you begin to speak, and you speak the language of strategy, the language of the business, you are seen to understand and appreciate what you are doing, and you are mentioned for opportunities, right? So, as a marketing person, yes, if you're a marketing person here, you're probably going for meetings. Everybody has a point of view on how you should do marketing. Please don't sweep them under the carpet. Let them feel heard, but let your expertise move them to the audience to create valuable exchange. And that's your value. Your value is not in argument. Your value is in creating valuable exchange. So you have to listen to people, listen to their point of view, because today we are all marketers, but we have levels, right? So, guys, thank you so much. I hope I have been able to help you understand a few things on developing marketing campaigns that work. And for me, this is just the tip of the iceberg, because this marketing thing is like crazy. It's a lot, and you have to keep learning. You have to keep experimenting. You have to keep practicing. You have to join communities like this to hear what other people are doing, hear what other people are up to, so that you can develop the skill to be good. So yeah, that's me. I have a YouTube podcast where I help young people navigate through the vicissitudes of life. So you can follow me, Kwabena Dapaah Podcast, on YouTube. I'm also on Spotify, I'm on Apple Podcasts, and I'm very active on LinkedIn. You can engage with me on LinkedIn. And yes, I'm also up for speaking engagements in marketing, speaking engagements in employee productivity. I do that a lot. So you can engage with my contacts, and if you have any questions, I'll take them. And Sika, thank you so much for this opportunity. Okay, I can see Daniel. Yes, Daniel. Yes, Daniel. Okay, so he
Yeah.
said, okay, yeah.
Hi.
Hello.
Speaking of the way the last statement that you said about strategic being creative, there's a book that I just read. It's
Mm-hmm.
called Blue Ocean. It's all
Right.
about marketing and getting out of the red ocean. So
Mm-hmm.
there's something that is confusing me. Is being strategic creative? Is there any difference between creativity and innovation or being strategic?
Okay. So creativity and innovation is broad. I can be creative, innovative, but it's not driving business success. So what the strategic creativity really means is that creativity of yours, it should be creative in a way that it is pushing the needle for the business. So if you are creative and is not bringing any attribution to the business, your creativity is noise.
Okay.
Ah, that is it. And talking of moving, okay, well, strategic innovation and creativity can actually move you from a red ocean to a blue ocean because of your how you execute. So when you
Okay.
talk about the execution, there's this framework called the VRIN framework. So it talks about having something that is valuable, something that is rare, something that is immutable, it's not easily replicated, then the organizational structure. So you see that some businesses are doing so well because the organizational structure is good. They have good people working there, they have good systems that help them to make decisions even quickly. So you can see very big businesses, but they make their decisions like a startup. So they are able to iterate quickly and make fast decisions. But some businesses are big and their decision process is big. So
Mhm.
before they make a decision, the smaller companies would have already dirtied the waters before you get in. And there's always that first mover advantage.
Wow.
So yeah, that's what I'll say about that.
Thanks.
All right, sure, Daddy, welcome. So Diana says that, does a brand's logo carry some form of marketing message that could indirectly or directly be used to drive results? What advice would you offer on logo design from a marketing point of view? Right. Logos are important, but they are not everything. It's the feeling behind the logo that drives change. Let me tell you something. This car key, right? No, this is a bad example. Um, right. These Allen keys. I hope you can see them. If I put an Apple logo here, if I put an Apple logo here, if I sell this Allen key for 5 cedis, or let's say $5, if I put an Apple logo here, I can sell it for $50. Why? Because of the kind of the kind of value and quality that Apple sells over years. Now, experience is created over years, or let me say over time. Don't look at the logo, but look at how you are executing your promise. So that in a way that your execution gives credence to the logo. We don't like Apple because it's a big apple that Steve Jobs bit a piece of it. We like it because of the kind of products that they offer. So, logos, yes, it should be good, should be easy to understand, easy to make, easy to tell who you are, but most importantly, you should drive an experience that gives credence to your logo. So don't spend too much time on the logo. You know, people spend too much time to get a logo. No. See, you can use AI to get a logo. When you create the experience, it gives credence to the logo, and you can always rebrand. Okay. So Jordan says, what do you think about blogs as a marketing channel? Jordan, blogs are a game changer. Let me tell you something. My boss sent me a logo from HubSpot, no, a link from HubSpot to read about marketing funnels. I read, kept on reading, kept on reading, kept on reading. The next thing I realized is I subscribed to one of their products just from a blog. So, writing good blogs that are providing solutions, and you have a lot of backlinks driving them, and your blogs must be smart in a way that they are able to, let's say somebody reads your blog, click something, give them an opportunity to download something, you get their email, then you can start engaging them from there. Okay, so that you push them down the funnel. You should always have a funnel when you're creating your blogs. What's the funnel for the blogs? Is the blog is creating engagement. So you create the engagement. When you give them the free material, are you giving them a free test? What are you giving them until they're able to make um, 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 until they're able to convert? That's it. Using AI to write blog is a game changer, man. AI is good depending on the prompt you give it. So if you understand your products, if you have the right brand promise and all those things, you are able to write good blogs. And of course, read through, make the changes so that it fits the culture. So yeah, it's good. You can use it. There is this essay from Fiverr. It says that virtual brand elements account for 55% of first impressions, increase consumer recognition by 80%, and consumers like company brand to 85% will remain loyal. Yes, your brand is not your logo, your brand is how people feel about you. So your brand is not your logo, your brand is how people feel about you. So it has to be an experience. So when people are getting that experience, yes, and part of the experience is the free materials you give them, the blogs that they're going to read. So that's the experience, right? Then the first one was visual brand elements. Yes, yes, yes. The consistency. So you see, when you have the consistency, when people see a certain color, they know that it is you. When they see a certain typography, they know that it's you. So it happens over time. I mean, for the reason that I said I shouldn't put too much effort in getting an amazing logo, doesn't mean you should do it wishy-washy, right? Huh. It should be good, it should be standard, but don't waste time on it because it is how you are pushing it out there, how you are working with it, that makes the most of the difference. Silas has a question. Okay, let's listen to Silas.
He typed it in the chat. It says, how does marketing relate to customer retention?
Oh, marketing to customer retention. So, you know, let me see. Let me go back and see. This good. So when you make the sale, nurturing, nurturing is where you get the customers retained. So how do you nurture? If you have their emails, you send them newsletters, you monitor their behavior and send them information that will help them make good decisions. You monitor their environment, give them the culture, give them information that helps them make good decisions. You jump on trends, be visible, go to programs that they show up so that they see you. All these things are marketing, right? The more you do these things, the more you show up in their feed, the more you show up with quality content, the more you give them quality content that helps them make better decisions within your space or within your industry, it builds trust, and trust builds retention. You get it? There's trust, trust builds retention. So that's it. So for marketing, trust builds retention. So all the things that you can do to build trust, work on them. The blogs, the videos, the reels, they build trust. So work on them to feed in retention and also monitor their behavior. There are a lot of um, um, tech stuff that you can use to monitor their behavior to help you provide solutions to them. Thelma says that I export hand woven African bags from Ghana. I reach out to potential customers, usually other businesses, via email, TikTok DMs, and Instagram DMs. Is there any marketing strategy you suggest I add or remove? I think you should be doing a lot of things to create more awareness. So you should do a lot of information, entertaining, education. So why are African bags good? What's the heritage? What's the story? Tell us a bit about your backstory. What are the things that you do? What are your challenges? What are the difficulties you are facing as an entrepreneur in Ghana? What are the challenges that you are facing? How are you overcoming them? People love bittersweet stories, right? Not bitter, bitter. Get that bittersweet. Challenge, win, not challenge, lose. It should be if it can be challenge, lose, win. There should always be a win, so that we see that you are somebody who is results driven. And when we give you our products to do things for us, you're going to do it in a way that is beneficial to us, right? So putting more effort into your content marketing so that you show up, run ads. It's a bit it's cheaper to run ads on TikTok today. So you can run a lot of ads. TikTok will give you a lot of eyeballs. And when people see your eyeballs, when you get the eyeballs, people want to know why they should work with you. So your USPs, define your USPs and make sure that you're executing them in a way that is consistent. Right? Sometimes it's not about introducing new things, it's just about perfecting what you're already doing. Okay, because if you're not careful, you introduce so many things and you now become overwhelmed. But if you're able to perfect the execution of the little that you are doing, you get results, and you are able to like milk it, you're able to repeat progress, right? Yes. So um we might have to sit down and talk a lot to really understand what you can do differently, but on the top of the funnel, this is what I can see. Yeah.
Okay. Let me give you a second to breathe.
Ha!
All right. So, thank you so much, Kwabena, for today. It's really been so insightful. I feel like I'm a criminal because this has been a whole masterclass for free. So,
I know, right?
thank you so much for today, and thank you all for joining.
Tika, before you continue, let me just give my closing remarks. So, guys, I'll be very happy if you follow me on LinkedIn and also put out what you have learned from today's discussion on LinkedIn and tag me. You can take a picture so I can let me see. Let me Yes, and one thing about marketing, right? You have to be intentional about getting the results that you want. So, guys, you can take a picture of this screen and then put it out on LinkedIn, talk about the things that resonated with you from my discussion, and tag me, and I'll definitely leave a comment. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you. I hope everybody does follow and connect. As he said, he's quite free and open. So if you do message him, he in due time he would reply. So thank you again, Kwabna, for today. Thank you all for joining. I'm sure you all had a very insightful session. I know some of you have not interacted at all. At least let's do some celebration or clapping for Kwabna because he's really like taught us a lot today. So thank you so much. And then please do well to follow IntelliConcierge on our Instagram and LinkedIn. So that'll be all for tonight. Bye guys.